case of counting. はい、show my road map. Topicality, underview, negation with affirmation, observation, nasty advantage, topicality, underview, negation with affirmation, observation, nasty advantage. In this order. May I start? So topicality extend the 2AC argument. They completely give up the refutation. Hence the topicality is out of order, please remember. Then go to underview. Maybe they show the two reasons to keep status quo. The first reason is by keeping status quo is better because it both have the risk also. However, as I showed by taking the affirmative plan, we can know the new things. So hence, rather we should take the plan, please remember. Moreover, the second reason is the anarchist or someone like anarchist show the dissatisfaction also. However, even under status quo, rather reverse situation people exist. For example, the people who rather want the compulsory voting, please remember. Hence, this cannot be the negative voter. Then go to counter. Then go to negation. Firstly, I want to counter the Wiener speech. In the Wiener speech, they said constitution is to keep the human right, and the law is to stop people invading others also. However, as long as you think it's a new argument, you should not take it. At least we should counter-analysis. The cross apply the observation argument, affirmative observation, these are point card argument. The constitution is a fundamental principle. At that time, the constitution rather have the power than the law. Please remember, firstly, please remember that point. And then, on this point, they may be in the Wiener speaker extend the first three as a problem of the problem B of the stigma argument. On this point, rather replies the happiness also. However, even under status quo, rather the happiness or rather the human right is replied. Because under status quo, the people should be compulsory go voting. However, some people don't go to vote. At that time, it affects the nation's right. So extend the 2AC argument. Rather, after under status quo impact is larger than the negation impact, please remember. Then, moreover, at least extend the 2AC argument. That is, the content of stigma is completely unknown, please remember. Then, moreover, they said in the Wiener speech, the negative approach is better also. However, extend the 2A's inferiority argument. That is, by following their negative approach, if some situation becomes bad, rather the human right will be applied. Hence, we should not take the negative approach, please remember. Therefore, negation is out of order, please remember. Then go to the affirmation. Then go to the observation. So the observation first is no inherential assault by showing the evidence C12. And then even under the human endeavor also. However, as after plan, on-balance better situation will be achieved. That's because as I confirm the negation scenario, the constitution is the fundamental of other laws also. At that time, rather better situation will be achieved. Please remember this point. Then moreover, down below about as for the visa point argument, they said other things like having army or having children, having child should become duty also. However, it's completely relevant that because we are now talking about whether to make the voting as compulsory or not. At that time, if about the army or if about the children, we need to make it compulsory or it's duty, we can make it as duty. Right? Please remember this point. Then moreover, the second refutation is a counter-analysis, and voting itself is wrong or something. However, thanks to the 1AC speech, remember the affirmation is a point argument. That is, it's hard to correct the whole people's opinions. Therefore, by conducting the election, we can reflect to some extent the people's opinion. Hence, please keep then go to the advantage. As for the advantage, what we want to say is, at the concept level, we should take the affirmative plan. that because it should be written as a duty. On this point, they said maybe the just a guideline or ordinary law is okay also. However, cross-apply the negation argument. Ordinary law is under the Constitution. At that time, under the Constitution, well, that's how we should take the affirmative plan. So it means the postal option is better. Please remember this point. On this point, they may say just by one minor repair we can capture also. However, we cannot capture because the Constitution, under the Constitution, has some kind of law exists. Moreover, in the affirmation, they show, so go to affirmation, they show many minor repairs. However, the general speaker have to show taking such a lot of minor repairs. Why taking such a lot of minor repairs outweigh the single affirmative plan? Please remember this point. As long as you cannot understand, you should vote for the affirmative. That's all.
Before my speech, I will show my roadmap. Firstly, underview, and advanced affirmation, observation is ごめんなさい、ネゲーションのフローシートを隣に置いて、AD とアファメーションと、オブザベーションという順番でやりたいと思います。すみません、やってインタビューでネゲーション AD オブザ、AD アファメーションオブザを、ネゲーションと一緒にやります。May I start? Okay, I will start. First of all, interview. Maybe they say offset closure is affirmative. However, we think that new things should not be taken in the current situation. Therefore, we should discuss such kind of topic, right? Therefore, if you think the keeping status quo is better to cause some kind of bad things by the negative, you should not take the affirmative one. And then maybe there'll be reverse-boarding issues because that's stigma or something. However, I will refute on the advantage flow sheet. And then go to negation. Maybe the negative has a two requirements for reconstitution. First one is universality, and the second one is inclusion. As for the universality, if such kind of like the duty is not universal, not applied for any kind of situation, we should not take this plan. This is the Caesar point argument, which is like that. We should consider which is duty and which is not duty from the basis of the constitutional spirit, which is like the public benefit of the Article 13. Therefore, after a plan, we can delete the concept of the arbitrary or like the perfect standard, and we can discuss which is better, which should be the duty. Therefore, this kind of counter plan is better in terms of flexibility. And as for the inclusion, maybe the government is the foundation to reflect the people's opinion. However, if the people get the damage, or if the people's opinion is not like that, if the government says this is good people, this is bad people, this is irrational stance as a government, like because the restriction of the government is not like the constitutions, like the role itself is not restricting people, but to protect the people. Like. Therefore, this kind of violation of the constitution should not be allowed. Then go to advantage flow sheet. Maybe from here they try to say after a plan is better because the writing concept can reflect the opinion or something. However, initially this kind of concept should not be taken because, as I said before, this is not applicable in any situation. Just extend my reputation. That's like if the voting rate increase, some kind of bad things will occur or something. And also, they didn't answer the question, why there any kind of duty, why there any kind of good things should be written in the constitution. They have to prove this point. Right? And if that things is good for all people, they have to write down the constitution. Right? Therefore, in such situation, no feasibility or no workability or something, because we can't count all kind of things in the constitution. Therefore, in terms of the universality or something, you should not take this argument. Then, as for affirmations argument, just extend my underviews uncertainty argument. We cannot say currently that like amending constitution is good, and the bottom inherency of the real one is recognition. because of no recognition of their such kind of votes, they will not go to vote. Therefore, our minority pair can capture their argumentation, which is like that educating or something. If the single counter plan is taken, we can efficiently use the money line. Therefore, initially, this kind of counter plan itself is a voter to solve the problem. If they think the affirmative is better, they should cut down or stigma or something. Then go to Aisha comparison here. Maybe like the happiness or something. However, they didn't prove that just increasing the voting rate connects to the people's happiness line. However, after applying uniquely the negation scenario, uniquely negation based upon reason B scenario, this is like the stigma where people will be discriminated or something. This kind of scenario itself can cut their advantage, and this cannot be said a good thing for people. Therefore, considering the people's happiness, the negative stance is better. And then maybe like that, as for the, yes, sorry. And then go to observation. Maybe like that, we have to make that, maybe they want to say the obligation is necessary to protect people's life. However, just remember the negations is a point scenario. Target of your constitution is actually saying that Article 99 says like the people, like the politicians should be regulated by this constitution. Right? For these things, even they will write down this kind of concept. This is irrational as a government, and this is no effect for the people. Therefore, considering the constitution's role, this is no effect and no solvency for the affirmative. And then our CISA point just extend the negation to CISA point argument, which is like that. We should delete the any kind of obligation, and we should consider which is good for a community. If the constitution says the compulsory voting is, if such kind of situation occurs, taxation can be considered, which is good. We should do or we should not do. This is the flexibility. After a plan, ordinary law can respect opinion. Therefore, this is a good situation for you.